not bad.
All right.
My question was, how long have you done what you do?
I became a speaker. That is to say, I said, I am a motivational speaker, and then poof, I was. That happened about 4.5 years ago. And then it's been about 3 years that it was a, viable business for me, basically.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
I just get fall rich, so it was a joke. But anyway.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was wondering, how do you lead someone who refuses to be led?
Oh, I like this question. First of all, remind me your name.
Ella?
Ella, okay, good. Ella, we're Facebook friends, aren't we?
Yes.
Okay, good. How do you refuse somebody, or how do you lead somebody who refuses to be led? I don't believe that anybody refuses to be led. I believe that some people make it difficult, and sometimes they do that on purpose, and sometimes they refuse to be led by you. Not you, anybody, me. But there's, at a very basic level, here's some of the best information I have about the universe. This is from a class I took in college called Classroom Ecology and Management, which is basically behavior modification for teachers. How to get everybody to do the things you want them to do when you're dealing with 30 people at a time, right? Basically, it is this. Any behavior that is rewarded will be repeated, and any behavior that is not rewarded will be extinguished. That is, if you want someone to follow you, you have to find the thing that is important to them, the reward that they would want, and you have to find a way to give it to them. And now, the reward that they want may or may not be something that you're able to give or that would be good to give, and that's a separate issue. But everybody wants something, and everybody wants some kind of leadership. I really do believe that, whether it's formal or simply by example and that kind of thing. Is your question directed at people who are your own age or close to it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's a pretty common thing that I get. Don't buy into the illusion that leadership can only occur, downward in age. That's easier, but it's not any kind of rule or universal law or anything like that, right? But it sounds like in probably both of your questions, there's some ego involved, maybe even on both sides of that equation sometimes. I know I've been on both sides of those questions. And the best advice I can give to either person in that scenario would be keep your ego out of the way. It's not a problem. I feel like my head is sitting on the table. Sorry.
Okay, my question was, what advice would you give a beginner in a leadership position?
Beginner in any leadership position, I would say, well, actually, I would give the same advice to somebody who's not in a leadership position. But it's be consistent, as I mentioned earlier. You can't be, all gung-ho one day and the next day rolling and I'm tired. So you have to set a consistent example. And it's more about who you're being and how you're being than what you're doing. If you're being a solid human being who's really paying attention to, just basic stuff, being nice, showing up on time, doing your job, all that stuff, that will get noticed. And I gotta make sure I'm in the camera thing. I do this thing when I'm on stage sometimes. If you're in charge of some group, right, and you want them to be this good, if you want them to get, attain that level of excellence, whatever that is, you have to be that good. You have to be better than what you want them to see. So this is the example you gotta set, and then they're gonna get to hear. If you want them to be, way up here, then you've gotta be above what you want from them. You just always have to be setting a better example than the team.
My question's kind of like Bailey's. It's what's the easiest way to motivate someone who just doesn't seem like they want to be motivated?
Okay, in terms of somebody who seems like they literally don't want you to do that, and that reality is out there. Again, they want something. There's something you could give them, even if the thing that they want is for you to leave them alone. That might be the best thing to do. I've had situations where I'm leading a team, or I'm one of a few people that's leading a team, and so-and-so just is not picking up what I'm putting down. They don't want to hear from me, and so I'll just have you know, somebody else on the sort of the leadership group, or even somebody who's doesn't have a title necessarily, what that person would listen to, just sort of do back channels like, look, as long as Johnny Attitude Problem is doing what we want it to do, I don't need Johnny Attitude Problem to know that it came from me. I don't want him to like me, but I need him to do, you know, X, Y, Z. So maybe Johnny will do that if you suggest it to him, or something like that. Yeah.